Now Hyundai has just announced that it's making 6 airbags standard across all its cars. And the two cars that also get it is the new facelifted i20 and the i20 N-Line. Now it's a mild facelift, but we've never had access to these cars before, so here's a good chance for us to give you a quick look around these new hatchbacks. Now we'll start with the front. So as you can see, there's a new full LED light with this L-shaped signature to it. The Hyundai logo has become much larger, and like these new Hyundais, it's now this 3D sort of monogram, which looks quite nice. Now the grille, it's largely similar. There's just a little bit of difference in the detailing. What is most prominent are these changes to the sides. The bumper gets these triangular inserts. Now they're quite reminiscent of the Verna, and they follow that latest Hyundai design theme, and that continues at the bottom of the sill of the bumper, where you have this nice, quite sharp looking two-tone treatment. Now not much has changed in profile of the Hyundai i20 in this facelifted form, but what has changed is that you only get the standard i20 with the 1.2 litre naturally aspirated petrol. Now this makes 83 PS with the 6-speed manual and about 88 PS with the CVT gearbox. But those are the only gearbox options that you get with the standard i20. Now coming to the rear, you still have that same LED. There's no change as such compared to how it's changed on the front, but what has changed is the rear bumper. Again, you have that smarter looking two-tone look to it. There's more of that angular inserts that you start seeing in Hyundai cars, and yeah, this lip sort of, or diffuser if you want to call it, fore diffuser is now finished in silver. Now the changes on the inside of the i20 are again not all that much, but they are noticeable. The most noticeable, of course, is this new color scheme. You have this new silver and grey theme to it, or an off-whitish and grey theme to it, which does make it airier than what it used to be. And yeah, that theme continues with these new upholstery patterns. But probably the more useful change is that you now get a volume knob. You never had that. You had those fiddly capacitive touch panels, which were not that great to use. So that's a good addition. And another new addition in this 10.25-inch screen is that you get that Sounds of Nature feature. Now aside from that, the features list remains more or less identical. So you still have that part digital instrumentation, you still get auto lighting, you still get connected tech, you still have a wireless charger and a sunroof being the highlights. Now with this update, Hyundai has also further differentiated the i20 N-Line from the regular i20. Now of course you have that sharper steering, the sharper dynamic ability from the suspension setup and the sportier exhaust, but the i20 N-Line is also the only model that still gets the 1.0 litre turbo petrol. Now that makes 120 PS and about 170 Newton meters, but a big change with this update is that it can now be had with the 6-speed manual. There's no IMT anymore, and of course the 7-speed DCT continues as it is. Visually, the i20 N-Line remains more similar than even the regular i20 was to its predecessor. So of course, while the lighting is the new all-LED setup, the grille arrangement, you realize, hasn't changed all that much, which is in ways a good thing because you still get a fog lamp, which you don't get in the regular i20. And yeah, of course, there's a bit more red here, as you can see in this black lip. So that sportier sense has been accentuated. Now here you do notice a change. You get these really quite sharp looking set of alloy wheels, which really do bring out that sense of sportiness. Now they aren't larger than the ones in the regular i20, but they do look quite a bit smarter. And they are of a higher, different brand, so to speak. Now again, not much has changed at the back of the i20 N-Line. It carries over pretty much unchanged from the last model, which also differentiates it from the regular i20 mod. Still quite sporty with this N-Line bumper and these really quite, in-your-face exhaust tips, which they really do stand out even in this crowd. Now, like before, the first thing that you feel or notice as soon as you get into an i20 N-Line or any N-Line car for that matter is that bespoke N-Line steering wheel. It still feels really quite amazing, like it always has, as do these paddle shifters. They're really quite substantial. But otherwise, again, the changes aren't all that great or extensive. Yeah, you still have that same volume knob that I just showed you in the regular i20, but other than that, it's business as usual. Now again, you have that, aside from this N-Line specific all black interior with the red highlighting, you also have this red ambient lighting. Now this is a new addition and really does look quite sporty. The regular i20 also gets it, but it gets it in the slightly not as vibrant shade of blue and really stands out in this i20 model. Now again, this gear lever is very easy to reach, very nice to hold, so it gives you that sporty, more committed feel immediately as soon as you sit inside. And among the other N-Line touches, you have that N branding on the seats, that N-line stitching, the red stitching that you see all over on the doors here and on the seats. And yeah, the features list is more or less similar to the regular i20, so the same long list of features is still there. Although we would have liked to have seen maybe ventilated seats being added to at least the N-line model. Now prices for the i20 facelift start at rupees 7 lakh for the standard version and rupees 10 lakhs for the N-line. They're both ex-showroom prices. So what do you think of this update? Do you think it's a reasonably large one? And in other news, you must have seen it on the Overdrive website, but the Verna has become another car to receive a 5-star global NCAP rating.